Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jennifer and I am in Melbourne, and this is my podcast where I talk about the things that I've been knitting and crafting on, and I'm back for another video. Just wanted to show you what I have been knitting on this past week. Feeling a little bit scatterbrained. We are at the last month of winter. Here in Melbourne, down in Melbourne in the southern hemisphere, and it feels like it's been a long one. It feels like we've been sick, I guess because it's been a while since we've been out and about, and so the bugs are just hitting us a little bit harder than normal. So we're just trying to take it day by day, and yeah, things that have been helping have been my knitting, obviously, and I think I want to try to keep going in this routine and keep doing things I love, trying to manage a household, and yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to the end of winter and it'll be nice and warm at some point, but luckily we're inside today. It's nice and cozy and we have lots of knitting to talk about, so I'm excited. I really like being able to record my progress and have like something I can go to look back and see what I've made. So the first thing I've made is I bought a bunch of cotton yarn, organic, I think it's called Fiscio cotton yarn from Lincraft on sale, and my idea was to do tea towel, so you might have seen the tea towel that I have since ripped back, made out of cotton, so I can like gift people and do things like that. But I kind of just wanted it to be like a short project, short and fast, and like the knitting doesn't seem to go as fast as crochet does. So I found this Passion. I believe the writer's handle is Careful's Crochet, and it's like Spread the Dishcloth Joy, and it was so fast and easy to make this. But I'm not 100% about the texture. I think I want more like of a classic looking texture. I mean, it's nice, but it just looks a little bit too busy, I think. So I'm gonna use this as a washcloth in the shower. I did a little hook, just chained for myself, and I think that'll be really nice. Instead of using like, you know, those plastic poofs, I've been looking for like a more eco-friendly alternative to use, and I think this 100% cotton will do it for me. So that's my first finished object. I'm still on the hunt for a nice dishcloth that I can make like a whole stack of, and then I can just sort of gift to people if that's what they want to use, or if that's the type of gift that they like. I don't know, would my friends like that sort of gift? I feel like everyone's sort of moved out now, and I don't know, sometimes like homeware things are nice. Like my friend gifted me this shower spray, and it's just like, it has a nice scent and it's very therapeutic, and I don't know, I just feel like a grown-up when I give and receive gifts like that. So yeah, first little finished object. I'm doing these videos weekly, so there won't be like a lot of huge finished objects, but I like being able to see the progress and seeing how much I can achieve in a week between work and being a mum and keeping the house clean, or trying to keep the house clean. It's just part of, I think, a nice routine to be able to sit down and look back and reflect on what I've accomplished crafting wise, and yeah, getting into a little bit of a rhythm. So anyway, back to the knitting. In sort of like a chatty mood, I don't know, a weird sort of scatterbrained chatty mood today, so look out people. The next finished object is a pair of socks for me, and I think this is like my first / favourite pair. It's not my first pair of socks I've knit for myself, but it's definitely like my favourite pair that I have knit for myself, which will be in heavy rotation. I did knit another pair, but they've already got a hole in them. Anyway, just vanilla socks. I used this Regia yarn 4-ply It used about 60 grams of this yarn, and it's just a sock yarn. It's got like a picture of how it would look here. I think it looks even better in real life. I just love it. I did a little contrast cuff like the Crazy Sock Lady does, contrast heels and toes, and they're just so cozy, and it is a little bit rough to the touch, but I think it will soften up with a few washes. I just machine wash my socks and then we hang them out to dry like any other normal sock. We don't usually use hot water washes, so I'm not worried about it being felted or anything. But yeah, really happy with those. I'm just gonna have a quick drink and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Still at the tail end of my sort of cold, but we'll push through. It's all good. Really love this yarn. Still got 40 grams left. I'm thinking I might split it in half and then do another pair of socks with just like the leg in this pattern and then the foot in just a plain color. It's really interesting because it has like this like broken up color, and then it creates this mild effect in the finished product. So like, I don't know if I told you, but I would like just stare at this ball of yarn and just love the colors and the textures. And now I love the sock even more. It just knitted up so prettily. And yeah, just so happy to have my own pair of woolen socks to wear for the rest of winter. Maybe I can get away with wearing socks and sandals. I've got some Birkenstocks I can wear with them. Yeah, really happy and can't wait to make another pair of my own. But before that, my little one keeps pulling out this ball of yarn and keeps asking for socks with this color. So I started another pair for her. So it's this color that she really likes. So I knit on just on Magic Loop because it's too small to use the 25 centimeter circulars. And I'm up to the heel turn on the first sock. And this one has an interesting pattern to it as well. This one is the another Regia yarn, and oh sorry, I was just looking at the photo. It sort of tells you what it's going to look like, but I don't think it looks exactly the same as what the sock looks like so far. But anyway, the colour is 07707, and I am happy with how it's looking so far. Be a bright, colourful sock. Did a 3 centimeter ribbing and about 9 centimeters altogether for the foot, so another 6 centimeters for her foot. And yeah, not much to say. I feel like I need to always have a sock on the go at the moment, and yeah, can't wait to see what the finished product looks like. I'm not really controlling the colour, I'm just sort of letting it pull and do what it wants to do. I don't want to weave in many ends, so if I try to control where the stripes go too much, it will just be more work for me. So yeah, you can see it. The pink has sort of little arrows in it at the moment, which is kind of cool. But yeah, first sock probably won't take me long to do, hopefully, but it depends on what my next work in progress is doing. I'll put that down, which is the Sunday Morning Shawl by Espace Tricot. So this is where we're at. We are most of the way there, I would say. I did say I'd use 4 balls, but I'm only up to my my second ball of yarn. I don't know if I will use all 4, but that's okay. We'll just have some extra wool at the end. If anyone wants me to teach them how to knit in Melbourne, I have a lot of acrylic yarn and spare what yarn we can play with. I think I'm going to teach my cousin in December. That's the plan. But anyway, this is the shawl for my grandma, and I'm kind of not loving the process, to be honest, but I know that I want to finish it, so I'm putting my head down, doing all I can to finish it. I think it's because I don't love the yarn and the rows are getting longer and longer. So what I'm trying to do is like tell myself to, you know, relax into it. It's a long row of purling or a long row of knitting, and I just need to like try to be mindful, relax my shoulders, take deep breaths, just keep knitting, and it'll be finished eventually. My goal is to try to finish it this week because there is another sweater that I want to start for Ash, and I've been promising him one for a while. So we have all the yarn ready to go. I just need to download the pattern and I can get started on that, but I really want to finish this first, and I'm not really one to have multiple works in progress at once. I think one sock project and one larger project is enough for me, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy because when I was younger, I was a chronic non-finisher. Like I'd have like cross stitches and things that I work on, but I would never finish them, and it makes me a bit sad. But I guess that's just how it was. I was just easily distracted and excited to start something new more than I was to finish it. And I think once I got to a certain point and I knew what it was going to look like, then I didn't really want to keep going. And so things like weaving in ends and even getting to the point of weaving in ends, it was hard to get to. But now, I guess because I'm excited about these projects and I want to wear them, and I don't know, there's just something I guess that's clicked, and I want to be able to finish things. I mean, not everything. I get there are things that need to be ripped out or frogged, but yeah, like gifts and things. I guess also like doing smaller projects along the way help, like socks and little dishcloths and stuff. That helps to just keep some momentum going. And yeah, I'm pretty proud that I've been able to start and finish the things I have, and I hope to do so in the future. The blanket I showed you, I don't know if you remember or if you've seen it before. It's still sitting in this box. I do think I'm going to start again with a crochet pattern instead, because it's just taking too long and I don't love it. There is a crochet pattern that I want to do that I've seen, but it needs some white yarn to contrast with the yellow yarn, or some cream yarn as well. So that's just on hold until I can get my hands on some affordable woolen cream yarn, but that's okay. It can just stay in that box for now. And yeah, that's all the knitting really. As I said, I want to get the shawl off my needles so I can start the sweater, and maybe also another pair of socks for my hubby. And yeah, I'm happy with where we're at the moment. I did buy a couple of things, and let's start with these. This is a couple of embroidery kits that I got from Kmart. They were on sale and I thought they would be fun to do and then to hang on the wall, maybe behind me somewhere in my little cozy corner. I say that I want to do them, but I think I'll give one to my mum to do. They were only like $4 and they come with needles and thread and even the the hoop. It's the little needles, and I think it'll be fun to do. I think it comes with like the print already, so it's sort of like colouring in but with embroidery. Embroidery is my favourite thing to do. I have tried it before. I poke myself a lot with a needle, which isn't ideal. But I do like the finished product, and I think it'll be nice to have like some texture on the walls. We've been obsessed with making like jigsaws and framing them recently. I just think it's a nice texture and it's cool to get some op-shop jigsaws to do. But yeah, and then I got another knitting book. We went to a market and the library had a stall with just some like free books to take home, some old books. This is a knitting book that was published in 2013. It's called Knit to Flatter, and I will tell you about it after I have another drink of water. Okay, so I wanted to tell you about this book. And yeah, I got this book for free, which is amazing. And it's nice to be able to have just like an inventory of books almost, of patterns that I can look into. It has this pullover that looks amazing, and cabled one. I have been looking for like a few cabled patterns. There's a tank in here that looks good, and it's got a few bookmarks in here. This enrobed wrap. I think it's just cool to have like a book of patterns on my bookshelf if I ever wanted to make a sweater. And yeah, that is very exciting. But I am focusing on, I guess doing things in my own time. I really want to make knitting a sustainable practice for myself. I really want to be able to keep doing this for years and years and years. And to do that, I think I need to pace myself, not have too many whips on the go at once, and also it just makes sense from like a sustainability standpoint to have like, only one set of needles in, and not have like so many projects on the go that you need to keep buying needles and things like that. And that means I only need to buy a certain amount of yarn in a certain amount of time, because I mean, it can get expensive. It can be an expensive hobby, so it's nice to be able to space purchases out and take things at your own pace. It's hard because, in this day and age, of course, I feel like it's all about productivity and how many things you can get done and how many photos you can share, and just people look after people who can make like 50 sweaters in a year. Maybe not 50, but like they knit so fast, and but it's a hobby for yourself. It's something that is good to be able to fall back on when you need it, and not feel like you need to make things for the sake of making things and finishing things, and then you become sort of a slave to that sort of productivity engine, when really it should be something that fills your cup, and not have to worry about having to knit fast and make things fast just so that you have an end product to show. I think it's good to be mindful of what we're buying and what we're consuming, and also the time that it takes to make these things. And I guess that's what makes them so magical in a way, because just in a bit of wool, a couple of sticks, a bit of time, and then you can produce something really, really beautiful in the end. And yeah, the main ingredient, I think, is just being careful and figuring out what works for you and what things you need to make it a happy and sustainable practice for yourself. That's just what I've been thinking about, and thinking about like what content to put into these vlogs. I just want to be able to show you that it's fine to go at your own pace. It's fine to go slowly or go fast, or do small projects or big projects, as long as it serves you and feeds your soul. And that's what is most important. And yeah, I just wanted to share the things that were feeding my soul, and the things giving me inspiration, and the colours and textures that I like, and the things that I've been able to give people. It just feels like a nice thing to be able to put out into the world and talk about, and spend a little bit of time, sitting down and chatting and editing these videos. I guess this is sort of also my way of trying to convince myself to keep going. I know it'll be something that I want to keep doing into the future, and yeah, it's important to do things that you want to do and things that make you happy, to remind yourself of why they make you happy and to feel it from within. I think because we get so distracted these days, and I get so distracted these days, there's just so much going on and so many instant gratification things that we can turn to, that it makes things like the slow things, but that are also important, they get overlooked a little bit. So yeah, I feel like that's all I wanted to say. I feel like I've had like so many thoughts swirling in my head, and usually I write them down, but it's also hard to do sometimes. So yeah, thought I'd just chat about it. I think someone's up from there now, so I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a good week, day, month. See ya.